Hey guys, I am super excited to be making this video. This is probably one of the best side Easter eggs ever in zombies. This Easter egg gives you legit unlimited ammo on any weapon on Dead of the Night. This does include every single weapon, including the Wonder Weapon. You could have it fully maxed out and upgraded to level 3, and yeah, you'll have unlimited ammo on it. In addition to unlimited ammo, you also get 6 perks on top of whatever you already have for perks, and then you also get a homunculus monkey bomb. Right here, I already did the Easter egg, and you can see my ammo count. I have 120. I'm going to shoot out the magazine and then reload, and when I do, it's going to go down to 100 and then back to 120 right there. This Easter egg only gives you unlimited ammo on one weapon, and it's determined by the weapon that you're holding while completing the Easter egg. So if you want unlimited ammo on the fully maxed out Wonder Weapon, Alistair's Annihilator, you need to go build that first. So I'll show you guys the steps to this Easter egg, but first a huge shout out to the founder. This is Anthony. He solved this on Christmas Day. That was a really nice gift. We'd been working on this Easter egg for a long time, but we couldn't figure out all of the steps. We only knew some of them. Also, a huge shout out to Sky Init, El King, and Maniac Killer. You can do this solo, or you can do this with up to 4 other people, and there are 6 components to this. I'll show you a quick overview of those 6 steps. The first one is opening doors. There are 6 specific doors that you have to open. You don't have to open them in a specific order. You just have to remember which order you open the doors in. The second part is that there are 6 gramophones around the map, and you just have to go look at them. Like, just put your eyes on it, don't touch it, and then just know what order you looked at them in. Then the third step is my favorite. This is the step we knew about and we had worked on, but you have to go in and break 6 vases around the map. Now this can be tricky, but if you use certain weapons, it makes it easier. These 6 vases match up with these 6 doors and how they're located in the mansion, and you want to break the vases in the order that you opened the door. So that's why it's important to remember the door order. The fourth step is also linked to the doors, and they're located around the map close to the doors that you open, and you want to light these candles with the wraith fires in the reverse order that you open the doors. After you light all 6 candles in the correct order, if you do it right, then a record is going to spawn in, which is really cool because this record is only for this step, and this is something we never knew about. Once you've picked up the record, you're able to go and trigger all 6 gramophones. Now originally you just looked at them, but now you're actually going to go activate them, and you activate them in the reverse order of when you went and just looked at them. After you finish all these steps, you're going to follow a ghost around, and then you're going to get jump scared by her, and that's when the Easter egg is complete, and you'll have all your perks, a homunculus, and then unlimited ammo. I'll show you guys the locations of the 6 doors you need to open. So this one here is to Pack-a-Punch, or the forest, and then you need to also open the cellar door, which is on the other end of the mansion. Then the last 4 doors are on ground level, so there's doors on either side. This one goes to the dining hall. You have to open that, and then you want to open to the garden house right here outside of dining hall. And remember, you don't have to do them in this order. You just do them in whatever order you want, but just remember what you did. So this door here opens to the library, and then the upstairs door is going to open to the cemetery. So those are all of the 6 doors. Step 2, you're going to want to do pretty early on, because this requires you to look at these gramophones and remember the order that you looked at them in. If you get lost, this whole Easter egg will not work, and you have to restart. One gramophone location is in the West Hall on these stairs, and this one can be tricky to trigger of just looking at it, so really take some time on this one. Also, it's important to mention that it doesn't matter who opens the doors or who looks at these gramophones, it just matters what order they were done in. Our strategy was just to have one person open all the doors so they could keep track of it, and then also look at all the gramophones and track those. A second gramophone location is in the music room upstairs, and this is one that we typically look at first because it's on the way to getting the scepter, and I'll show you guys the route we took to getting all the doors open and everything triggered here in just a moment. Another gramophone location is in the dining hall on the ground next to the fireplace. Then if you go back out and go across the hall, you can go into the library, and there's going to be a gramophone location back there on that table. So yeah, be very careful of other players roaming the map because they might accidentally trigger this look at part of the Easter egg. This step here seems to be the most tricky as far as not screwing up the Easter egg and having to restart, but one of the other gramophones is going to be up inside the master bedroom. The 6th and final gramophone is located behind bookshelves that you have to know another side Easter egg to be able to open it and look at the gramophone. There's 4 books that you have to activate, and you have to do it in a certain order, and this one can get screwed up really easily too. If you accidentally hit the wrong book, then yeah, the Easter egg's done. You have to restart. On to step 3. Again, this is my favorite. This is where you have to break 6 vases around the main area of the map. You're going to be breaking these vases with explosives, and it has to be done in the order that you open the doors, and each vase links to one of the 6 specific doors. I'll show you guys techniques for breaking these vases, but it's important to know that everyone in the game has to break at least 1 vase for this Easter egg to progress. One thing that's really wild about this Easter egg is that the number of vases that a person breaks determines the type of reward that they're going to get at the end of the Easter egg. The game is tracking how many vases each player breaks, and it's important for everyone to try to break an equal amount of vases to all get the high tier reward. If you have 1 player in the game, it doesn't matter, but if you have 2 players, you need to have both players break 3 vases each. If you have 3 players in the game, you need to have each of them break 2 vases each. The game is going to give the best rewards to whoever breaks the most, but if everybody's breaking the equal amounts, then everybody's going to get the top tier equal reward, which is 6 perks and a homunculus bomb. If it's not equal, then other players are not going to get certain rewards. So in our game, what we did is we had 1 player break 3 vases, then another break 2, and then another break 1. So 1 player had the most broken vases, and at the end of the Easter egg, the player with the 3 broken vases, which had the highest score, got 6 perks and also a homunculus bomb. But these other 2 players that didn't break as many vases only got 6 perks and did not get the homunculus bomb. One thing I have not tested because this is so new is the unlimited ammo. Now, if everybody gets the equal amount of broken vases, yeah, everybody's going to get unlimited ammo. But if there's a situation where 1 player broke more vases than the other, then it's possible that only that player gets the unlimited ammo. As we begin to play and mess with this more, we'll find out. And if you guys know, definitely comment down below. I'll be checking that. So I'll show you how these vases are connected to each door. So right here, you can see dining hall door and greenhouse door on that side of the map. That is how those vases are lined up. The bottom one there is going to be dining hall. The top one is greenhouse. On the other side, you've got the library door and the cemetery door, and the bottom vase is connected to library door and the upper vase is connected to the cemetery door. Then the easiest vase to break is going to be on the ground floor in this fountain area. That one is connected to the cellar door. The 6th and final vase is located up really high. This is above the pack-a-punch or forest doors. Again, the way you break these vases are going to be in order of how you opened the door. So whatever door you opened first, that's the first vase you're going to break. Step number 4 is lighting 6 candles around the map with wraithfire, and these are also connected to door locations, and you're going to be lighting these in the reverse order that you open the doors. These 6 candles are going to be lit when you first get into the map, but once you break all 6 vases, and if you do it correctly in the correct order, these 6 candles are going to go out and you won't see the flame anymore. And that's when you go in and relight them. So one of them is going to be down here in the cellar, which is connected to the cellar vase and the cellar door. This one here is connected to the library vase, the library door, so that's the library candle. And then this one is the cemetery candle connected to the vase and cemetery door. Then if you go back into the main area and across the hall into dining, this candle is right here. This one's very tricky to light. You have to kind of hit it at an angle, but know that that's the toughest one. Here is the greenhouse candle connected to the greenhouse vase and door. Then the last and final location is going to be out there by Pack-a-Punch and in the forest. It's actually before you go into Pack-a-Punch, and it's going to be just right around this corner right here. I believe any player in the game can light these candles as long as it's in the correct order, and after you do it in the correct order, you'll know because a record will spawn in. And this is step number 5. You can see it spawned in right there. This is located between the dining hall and the master bedroom on those side stairs. After picking up the record, you go back to the 6 gramophones around the map, and you have to hold activate on them in the reverse order that you originally just looked at them. Once you activate this gramophone, you're going to hear about a 3-second clip of an Easter egg song, and sometimes these gramophones can be tricky to trigger. You might have to like go prone and really look around it to get it to activate. After you trigger all 6 gramophones, you're ready to go find the ghost. It always spawns in the same spot, and you always follow the same path and then end up at a endpoint that gives you a jump scare and then all of the rewards. I'll show you guys the final step in just a moment. What I want to do now is show you the walkthrough and show you the path that we went, and this is going to be done by Maniac Killer. He's got this thing nailed down. He does it very quickly, so to do this easily, you can follow what he does. So our method was, when we first spawn in, have everybody stay at the spawn and chill, and let one player run around and do 2 of the main parts, which is open the doors and just look at all the gramophones. Getting those 2 steps out of the way is going to prevent a lot of errors. So Maniac is going to immediately drink a shopping free, open this first door, and then run around and just look at the first gramophone, which is going to be in the music room. Then after that, he's going to go and activate the scepter. Now he's going to be doing doors and gramophones at the same time. As he opens doors and has access to more areas, he'll be looking at those gramophones. There's two important things you need to track: doors and gramophones. Everything's going to be based on that. So if you have that mapped out, then you can do everything else a lot easier. I've got the order of doors and gramophones on the left there, so you can kind of follow along and hopefully it'll make more sense. But first we opened cellar, and then we opened the dining room. And while in dining room, he took care of that gramophone that's in there. And for looking at it, you can see that he just put his crosshairs over it to make sure that it was triggered. And then he opened the greenhouse, and now he can go back in and open library and head up to cemetery. And you can see that he did quite a bit with shopping free. But this is the library door, and once he's in library, he's going to just look at the library gramophone. Right here, he used raindrops to get some more points to finish opening the doors, and we did this very quickly. With the right elixirs, you can do this in under 10 minutes. Now he's going to go and open up cemetery, which is just this debris pile. It's not an official door, but that will open to cemetery and trigger that part of the step. He's going to go look at the library gramophone, and at this point, he's got 5 out of the 6 doors open and half of the gramophones looked at. After leaving library, he's going to go to the west hall right up these stairs and just look at this one here. Now this one, again, you want to look at it really well because sometimes it doesn't trigger very good. The final door he opens is going to be to Pack-a-Punch. So doors are done. He just needs to get 2 more gramophones looked at. And as you can see, we're still on round 1 and almost completed. So yeah, you can do this really early. So here he's going to look at the bedroom gramophone, and then we have to do this little side Easter egg to look at the last gramophone. For this 6th and final gramophone, it's behind a bookcase, and there's 2 bookcases on either side of the main area of the map, and you need to trigger 4 books in the correct order. I've got the order of the books you have to trigger on the left there, but most people know about this one. But if you mess this up, then the whole Easter egg is done and you have to restart. Once you have this bookcase open, you can just walk up to it and look at that 6th and final gramophone. The next step is to break the vases. You can only break it with grenades, acid bombs, or this Pack-a-Punched home wrecker. So we open the doors in the order that you see on the left. So we have to break the vases in that order. So first we're going to break this vase here. This is the one connected to the cellar door. This one's pretty easy to break, obviously the easiest one. And all you have to do is just look at the vase and try to throw it inside of it. It has to land inside of it. Again, acid bombs or regular grenades will break it. And that's why this step is so tricky, because the grenade has to be inside the vase and the openings are not very big. You can break all the vases up high with the home wrecker or grenades, and I'm going to show you the grenade way and then also the home wrecker way. For the low vases on the side of the walls, I stand on the opposite side of the room, and then I look directly at the vase and then look up, and I line up the top of the perk icons with the top of the vase. So the vase has to be between the 2 perk icons and then lined up right at the top. And if it's perfect, you can break it real easily. The acid bombs and grenades will work with this method. For the vases that are on the side walls and are in the higher up position, I stand directly below the vase. I push up against the wall as far as I can go, and then I look straight up. And I align my left and right crosshair with the edge of that column, and it has to be perfect, but if it is, you'll break it every time. And now Maniac is going to demonstrate how to do the side wall vases and the one vase up really high by Pack-a-Punch with the home wrecker. With the side wall vases, he stands on the ground floor, and you can see it's pretty easy. You just start aiming until the grenade goes in, and he's not even having to move a whole lot to get the higher up vase broken. The vase on the end, you might be able to get it from the ground floor, but you have some visibility issues, so it's easier just to go on the 2nd floor and go to that balcony to hit it. And also remember that you have to break these vases in the order that you open the door. So we're doing the pap vase last because we opened that door last. If you break the vases in the correct order, the candle flames will go out, and you need to relight them with the wraith fires. You have to relight the candles in the opposite order of the door opening. So pap was the last door we opened, so the pap candle is the first one we light. So following the door order on the left, we did pap, now cemetery, then head to library, greenhouse, dining, and cellar. You might have some trouble lighting some of these candles, and the best way to do it is just to aim a little bit lower than the candle, like Maniac's doing here. This one here can be tricky, so try to stand to the right of it and aim lower. Now I'm recording in theater mode, so these candles look like they're lit, but they're actually not, so just ignore that. Here's the final one in the cellar. If you do this step correctly, then a record will show up right here, again between dining and the master bedroom on this side stair area. Now you can go activate all the gramophones in reverse order that you discovered them. So you can see on the left, we did bookcase last, so that's the first one we have to go and trigger, and then bedroom, then West Hall, now we're in library, dining, then music. Again, some of these could be tricky to trigger to hear the sound, but you'll hear a very quiet song play for just a few seconds. That is the final step with all of these things you have to interact with. Now you have to go over here to these doors where you're going to be following a ghost around the whole map. You're not going to see her, but you're going to hear her laughing, and you're going to hear an eerie sound playing. What you have to do is everybody in the game has to stick together and stay with the sound and follow her around, and you have to stay pretty close together or she will not move and progress. Before you start this step of the Easter egg, you might want to go and get the weapons that you want unlimited ammo on. Like if you want to get the upgraded wonder weapon, go get that now before you start following this ghost around. She always takes the same exact path, and you will have to make sure and have all the doors open or she won't progress. Once you get past the library and you go back into the main area of the map, you're going to be going into the cellar, and this is where the Easter egg ends. What's crazy about this part is that you have to go prone on the cellar floor and crawl across it and follow her. There is no way we would have ever figured this out. There's really no clues to know that you have to do this, and I guess that's why the Easter egg reward is so OP. And in the same manner as we did throughout the entire map, you have to continue to follow her across the room here and try to stay together as much as possible. We did this at a really low round, so we weren't getting attacked by zombies, but if you're at a higher round, you're going to need like wraith fires and elixirs to help slow the zombies down. So you're going to follow her to this side of the room, and you need to look right here behind the barrels or around the barrels and look for about 3 seconds, and you'll get this jump scare and it will scream and jump up in front of you. So that's the ghost we were following around, and once that's done, you're going to see about a few seconds later you're going to get 6 perks, and then if you've gotten enough vases broken, you'll get homunculus, and whatever weapon you're holding out right now when you get that jump scare is the weapon that will get unlimited ammo. This player here broke more vases than the rest of the players, so they got the homunculus. This definitely makes Black Ops 4 a little more interesting to go back and try to play some, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.